New Year. It's January 1st. Am I drinking champagne first thing in the morning? Yes, I am. Is it even New Year's Day if you don't start your day with a glass of champagne? I will not be taking any questions at this time. I hope all of you had a lovely New Year's Eve. For the first time in what feels like a month, I had the day off from everything. I did not have to do anything but just chill, relax. I did some reading. I finished my final book of the year before midnight, which felt amazing. I made some little mini quiches. I ate my weight in cheese. Again, I will not be taking any questions. And then about 10 minutes till midnight, I headed into the guest room where I have the best view of downtown, and I watched the fireworks as the ball dropped over the Manhattan skyline. I mean, what could be better? But now it is a new year. It is a new year. It is a new me. It is time for new books, new goals, new aspirations, same bullshit. Yeah, that was the end of that sentence. I didn't have anywhere else to go from there. Here we are. It is January 1st and I have the day off, which is lovely. So I am going to start my year off strong by doing some reading today. I don't know what this vlog is going to be, but I think the plan is to start the year out by attempting to read 200 pages a day every day for a week, or at least until Friday. We'll see what happens this weekend. Bear with me. As I said, I don't have work today, but I do have work for the rest of the week, so I have to try and manage my expectations. I almost was going to make the goal 300 pages a day, but then I thought that was a little too ambitious for me. Guess we'll drink champagne while the sirens go by. Anyway, it is time to pick the first book of the year, and this is stressful. I was talking to my cousin this morning because I was like, I don't know what to start first. I feel like there's so much pressure when you're picking your first book of the year. And I went through all of my options with her and she listened to the whole thing. And then she said, well, what did you read first last year? And I said, I don't know. And she's like, exactly. It's not that serious. And she's right. She's right. It's not that serious. Here are my options, okay? While I was having some breakfast, I did start The Blade Itself. This is one of the TBR books that I have chosen this month that I have to prioritize. So I figured if I'm gonna start anything, it should be this. And I read 2 chapters and honestly, I'm 24 pages in and I'm feeling much better about it than I was initially when I first chose this book out of the jar, because I was terrified that this was gonna go completely over my head. And so far, I'm kind of intrigued. I'm very cautiously optimistic because I feel like I'm having a good time. And then these are the other options that we have, okay? I would love it if I could read cover to cover one of these today. I have no other plans, so there really isn't anything prohibiting that. Well, except for my own lack of self-control. So my options are Assistant to the Villain, which I already read. It was my favorite book of last year, and I figured it would be fun to revisit this world as my first book of the year. So that's one option. Another option is one that I have been putting off ever since I got it, and I've been wanting to read it and I am dying to read it, but I'm getting more and more nervous the more time goes by, and that is Never by Jessa Hastings. I am very, very hesitant on this one because initially I was so excited and I love Peter Pan, so I love anything having to do with that, so I thought this was going to be the perfect book for me, but I have not been hearing great things and that makes me very nervous. I don't know if it's going to be like the easy first read that I want, and I don't want to risk having my first read of the year be bad or not my cup of tea. So this is a contender, but I'm not feeling super eager. Maybe I'll try a chapter and see what happens. And then finally I have Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. I feel like, again, this is an easy like cover to cover read. It's 350 pages. It's a thriller. The pace should be good. It should keep my attention, and I feel like that is what I need today because I want to sort of read something in one sitting if I can. So this is an option for sure. So I think I'm between these two, but I think I'm also going to try and do some of this and some of this. That's what I think. Ironic because I was was just talking about how I really want to try and not read too many books at the same time in 2024. And here we are on the first day of 2024, and I have 4 books in front of me that I want to start. So there is one other option as well that I am going to have to get to at some point, and that is Nestlings. I am already halfway through this, and I am absolutely obsessed and loving this, but I didn't finish it before midnight, which means that I had to carry it into the next year. I don't want to start with this in the new year because I feel like it's kind of cheating because I started it in December, so it's not really my first book of the year, but it's definitely going to be something that I'm going to have to finish this week. So these are the books that we are looking at today that we are going to be staring at and hoping to read some of. I'm going to make a coffee, and by make a coffee, I mean pour one out of the box of coffee that I purchased, because if you saw my TBR, I had to sadly put down my Keurig. She was literally on life support for the last year, and she just could not make it into 2024, and we are all mourning her. I had to find another way to get some caffeine into me today, so I ended up ordering a box of coffee from Starbucks. It's not good at all, but my new Keurig comes on Wednesday, so we're close, and hopefully this will tide me over until then. That was a very long, rambly intro to this video, but basically, it's a new year. I'm gonna read some books, and this is gonna be a vlog. That's really all you needed to know. I need to get more succinct in the new year. This is something I should be focusing on. My succinctness? Me being succinct. Okay, so I'm gonna go get cozy, get some coffee, maybe get a little more of this bubbly, and we're gonna start our reading. Cheers! Obviously, it's much later. Obviously, I need to update you because before I fell asleep, I did manage to make it to page 182, and then she was gone. Officially hit the 200 page mark for the day, which is good. I haven't told you what this book is about, have I? Have I? So here's the deal. We have, the fuck is her name? Ellie's the daughter. Laurel. We have this woman named Laurel. 10 years ago, her daughter disappeared. Her daughter was about, I want to say 16. She went missing and was never found. And since then, Laurel and her husband have split up. She has some kind of strained relationships with her other 2 children, and she's sort of holding on by a thread because everything kind of got upended when she lost her daughter, especially because there's no closure because she doesn't know what happened to her. The police assumed she ran away. They kind of stopped looking for her. In the beginning of this book, she meets this man named Floyd, and he has a daughter named Poppy. And Poppy looks suspiciously like Ellie, Laurel's missing daughter. She starts this relationship with this guy, Floyd. In turn, sort of starts a relationship, like a mother-daughter sort of relationship with Poppy, almost like she's trying to replace her own daughter with Poppy because she reminds her of her. The chapters are so short and it's so fast-paced. It's moving so quickly that I literally can't put it down, which is a great sign. I definitely have predictions. I definitely have feelings about what is going on, but who knows if I'm right. I can see why this book is so hyped though, because it is absolutely holding my attention like nothing has in a while. So that's a good sign. It's a good first pick. I had every intention of just reading a little bit of it and then getting back into the Blade itself, but honestly, I can't put this down. I can't. It's really late and I'm very tired, so I'm probably going to take it with me to bed and see how far I can get before I fall asleep tonight. This has been an incredibly boring start to a vlog, and I am sorry about that, but hopefully things will pick up. I don't know. Hopefully, like, things will start happening. Maybe my coffee machine will come. I definitely have to go back to work, so I'll do some little B-roll of that. I don't know. This might be a really boring vlog, but at least I'm reading, right? I will update you tomorrow. Thank God I am off again. I don't want to talk about how that happened, but it did. It happened. So I don't have to go to work tomorrow, which is lovely because today sort of fell off the tracks a little bit. Anxiety happened, naps happened, but we're gonna get back on track for the rest of the week. We are. We're gonna read 200 pages a day, every day. I mean, I did already complete that, which is good. I guess that's something, but I don't know. We'll see how we can make this vlog a little more interesting. And I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, bye. It's very bright. It's confusing because it's January, but it feels like, I don't know, it feels like it's quite warm and sunny, so 'tis confusion. Happy Tuesday. It is January 2nd, and I owe you an update because since last night, I have done some reading. So let's talk about it. Last night, I think when I updated you, I was just about close to the 200-page mark in Then She Was Gone. I ended up getting to part 4, so page 220. Honestly, if I could have stayed up later, I would have finished it. I could not put this down. Like, for the life of me, could not put this down. Between the, like, 20 or so pages that I read in, what's it called? The Blade itself. Between that and then the 200 pages I read in here, I ended up reading 240 pages yesterday. So I hit my goal of 200 pages. I wish it had been a little bit more because I was off, so I certainly could have read more, but I fell asleep. I took a nap. I had some anxiety things happening. You know, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? But I hit my goal, and that's all that matters. And then this morning, I finished Then She Was Gone. So I read the last 130 pages. This was unputdownable, if that's a word. I could not stop reading this. I couldn't put it down. I had to know what was going on. The thing with this is, and I think I said this yesterday, but if I didn't, I'm gonna say it again. I absolutely guessed every single twist in this book, like from the beginning. So nothing was really surprising, but at the same time, it was such a fun ride, and it was so much fun to get all the reveals, even though I already knew what they were probably going to be. I ended up loving this. Like, I think if I had read like less thrillers than I have, I think this would have been a 5-star. And I think this is a great book for people that are like just getting into thrillers, people that haven't read a ton, because this would have probably caught me completely off guard had I had a little bit less experience in this genre. Like, I think she did such a good job. I could not stop reading, even though I had a feeling I knew exactly what was going to happen, and I turned out to be right. I still had to know. I had to know what was going on. I had to keep turning the pages. I literally have not been this intrigued by a book in such a long time, and it felt so good. So like, I totally understand the hype behind this. I totally understand why this is like such a well-loved thriller and such a well-loved book for Lisa Jewell in particular. This is probably my favorite of hers, I think. I mean, I would have to revisit some of the other ones because it's been a while since I read a lot of them, but I don't know. This one definitely was just the perfect amount of intrigue and suspense, and it was so quick. The chapters were so short. It just kept you going the entire time. Like I said, I think if I was a little bit more unfamiliar with the genre, I think that this would have been a 5-star. Because I could see all of the things coming, I have to take off like half a star, so I'm going to give it a 4.5, but on Goodreads, I'm going to rate it 5 stars. It was excellent. I get it. I get the hype. And it was the perfect first book of the year. I read it in basically a day, and it was close to a 5-star. So I feel like this was like the perfect choice for first book, and I'm very, very happy with that. This morning, I definitely took my time like waking up. I actually didn't get out of bed until like 1 because I finished reading that, and then I read the first chapter of Never as well as the first chapter of Assistant to the Villain. I really couldn't decide what I was in the mood for, and so I decided to give both of them a shot and see what was more intriguing to me. I knew I was going to love this, obviously, but I also, of course, there's a part of me that's like, I should be reading something new that I've never read before, and I was hesitant about this one, but I had to give it a shot to see if this was going to hold my attention, because if not, then there's no point. So I read the first chapter of both of those, as well as finishing Then She Was Gone. So far today, I've already read 170 pages, and I still have the rest of the day. I just cleaned my kitchen, I cleaned out the fridge, I took a shower, I got ready, so now I have the rest of the day / evening to dive in to these two as well as The Blade itself. I read the prologue of this. It was like 16 pages, and we all know I love this. I love this. I love this. I love this. I forgot how much I loved it. Not really. I knew I loved it, but like, it's making me just as giddy as it did the first time. What is my hair doing? Do you see that? Ugh. I'm obsessed. So I think this is going to be really fun to reread. I'm thinking about maybe getting the audiobook for this because I've already read it. I don't think there's anything wrong with listening to it this time. I might try the audiobook and then I can listen to this on my commute and while I'm at work a little bit. I think that's a good idea because I don't really need to like heavily focus on this because it's not a new read, it's a reread. And then I can focus my attention when I'm actually sitting and reading on Never as well as The Blade itself. So I haven't read any more of The Blade itself. Never, I read the first chapter, which was like 20 something pages. It was quite long. Well, I guess just 20 pages, but it felt really long. I am pleasantly surprised so far. It feels very bizarre. It feels like a totally bizarre story. So basically what this book is about, we have this woman, Daphne, girl. She's 17, about to turn 18. Her mother, her grandmother, her great-grandmother have all told her all her life about how when they were 13 or around 13, this boy named Peter Pan came through their window, took them off to Neverland for an adventure. They have been predicting that he was going to come for Daphne around the same time. But her 13th birthday came and went, 14, 15, 16. Now she's 17 years old. She's about to go to college. She has her whole life in front of her. And she pretty much thinks that her mom and her grandmother and great-grandmother are cuckoo bananas and made it all up. She thinks that it's just some like crazy story that they tell themselves and that it's not really real because he never came for her. And then of course, one night, he comes through her window, but he's not a boy anymore. She was expecting a boy, a 13-ish year old boy named Peter Pan, but he's grown up. He won't say how old he is, but he is definitely a man now. He comes in with like green pants, barefoot, and with no shirt on. And of course, he's like big and tall. He's like 6'2". He's muscly. He's just not what she was expecting. And this book takes place in 1967. So she is like part of the like free love era, you know, the hippie era. She's like, I'm not really interested in sex, never have been, but like that's what everyone's talking about. That's my age. She's definitely of a different time than like her grandmother and her great-grandmother and her mother even. She has goals, she has ambitions, she wants to go to college, she wants to get a degree. She thinks that women are meant for more than just being like silly, flighty girls. Peter is not interested in that. He's just like, you're pretty and you're a girl and you're pretty and you're a girl and you're gonna come with me and we're gonna have an adventure because you're pretty and you're a girl. So he keeps calling her girl and she's like, I have a name, my name is Daphne, call me by my name. And she's sort of torn because on the one hand, she's intrigued and she kind of wants the adventure. She kind of wants to go with him. She feels like it's her duty because it's part of her family legacy. But then on the other hand, she's like, this is not what I want for my life. I want to make a difference and have a career and all of these things. I don't want to just be some flighty girl following this man off to a secret place. Like, it's totally bizarre. It's totally bizarre. I don't know. I'm feeling super conflicted. Like, on the one hand, I'm intrigued. I want to see where it goes. But on the other hand, it's like a little bit cringe because it's like sexualizing this like childhood story and it's like turning it into something kind of like, ugh, weird. I don't know, but I'm intrigued. So I'm going to keep going with it. So that's what's going on. I only have 30 pages to go to hit my goal. And hopefully, since I have nothing more that I need to do for the rest of the day but read, hopefully I can like do even more than 200 pages today. There's no reason I can't unless I fall asleep, which happens often. So that is it. That is a very long-winded, rambly update. I feel like I'm all over the place and that's what happens when I'm reading too many damn books at the same time. What else is new? But I will check in with you later when I've made some progress in something and I'll let you know what's going on. Okay, bye. Okay, it's only been like half an hour since I last talked to you, but I have a lot of thoughts about this book. I don't know how I feel. I'm like going back and forth between like super giddy and then like cringing. So I've literally only read 2 chapters. No, 3 chapters since I talked to you. We are in Neverland now. I think what I'm having a hard time with is that Peter, even though he's now big, as he says, he's grown up, he's big, he is still very much acting like a child. Like he doesn't know a lot about the world and the rules, and of course, because he's like this boy from Neverland, like he doesn't understand adult things. But because of that, he feels so young that it almost feels creepy, some of the things he's talking about. So like, first of all, he constantly calls her girl. Like everything he says is, come here, girl. Think happy thoughts, girl. You're gonna sleep in my bed, girl. Like, it's weird, okay? And he also calls her Wendy a lot, which is not her, it's like her grandmother. He keeps referring to her as Wendy. He brought her home to the like cave or whatever that they live in with all of these like nests, and there's 3 or 4 other boys there, lost boys, that are all younger than him but older than she expected, and they're all sort of like enamored by her, but they're also like, well, she's not as good at telling stories as the last one. Somehow Peter ends up saying like, I refuse to share this one. I like her face too much. Like, she's gonna sleep in my bed and none of you can look at her. Daphne's like, wait a minute, I'm not sleeping in her bed. Like, what will the neighbors think? And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. So she basically has to say like, have you ever heard of sex? And all of them are like, no, what's that? And they all sit down around her like she's going to tell them a story about what sex is, which is just weird. It just feels weird. It feels like she's talking to a bunch of children, even though they're like old enough. It feels really weird. Then Peter's like, oh, I've done a ton of sex then with lots of girls. And she's like, well, no, I don't think you have. So then she like graphically has to explain it to them. It's just weird and uncomfortable and odd. And then he takes her to his bedroom and he's like, make sure you stay here. Don't sleep in anyone else's hammock. Mine is the best anyway. Like, it's weird. It's just weird. The whole thing is weird. The story is being told from Daphne, like she's telling us the story directly. And during the whole story, there's these little footnotes where she's like, and what I mean by that is this, or like commenting on what she's saying. It's just distracting. I'm not a big fan of footnotes in stories. One thing that I will say that it does have on its side, I met Jameson Hook, who is the other love interest, I guess. So I think this is going to be like a love triangle between Peter and Jameson and Daphne. And Jameson Hook is Captain Hook's son. He is very tall and brooding. He has tattoos all over his chest. Apparently no one wears a shirt in Neverland. Like Daphne even comments on it. She's like, have none of you heard of a shirt? He has this like incredibly attractive Scottish accent, you know, just through the words that are written on the page, I can tell. He's constantly saying like you kin and I don't know. He's quite charming, and she's trying not to think about him again because she's like, okay, he's a pirate, like this is bad. I can't be attracted to him, like I'm here for Peter. But he definitely seems much more of a interesting love interest and more appropriate, honestly, because he seems like a grown-up, whereas Peter seems like a child, despite the fact that he's allegedly like 19 now. I don't know, this book is weird. Like I honestly can't tell you how I'm feeling about it, because like part of me is like kind of obsessed with the idea of it, and then the other part of me is just like, it's cringy. I don't know. We'll have to see where it goes. But I just had to complain. I had to complain about the weirdness that just happened in the last chapter of her explaining sex to the Lost Boys and Peter. I don't know. I guess I'll keep going. Almost got copyrighted. She's here. She's here. My new little Keurig is here. I'm so excited. She came a day early, thank God, because she was supposed to come tomorrow, and I have to work tomorrow, and I'm not sure how I'm supposed to do that without coffee. I mean, yes, I could go buy some, but like, I need some like straight out of bed, you know? I actually can't get out of bed without coffee. Oh my God, she's so little. Come on. Yes. Look at her. I definitely thought about doing a Nespresso, but number one, cost. Number two, I have so many K-Cups because I buy them in mass quantities and I didn't want them to go to waste, and they would have if I got an espresso. So that'll be on my wish list for another time, but for now, I just got another Keurig. However, this one is smaller and it's like an iced one. I don't know how that's gonna work, but apparently it makes iced coffee in addition to hot coffee. It's so tiny, I can't get over it. And it's light too, which is lovely. You know, I have some concerns about the white because it's coffee and it's gonna not stay white for long. We're gonna have to try it, right? Even though it's like nighttime. I can't tell if I like it or not. Like, it kind of isn't really cute, but then it kind of is. I don't know. I'm gonna go set it up and then I guess we'll try it together, okay? It's not melting the ice. Oh, a little bit, but not nearly as much as it could have. Okay, this is like the best invention if this works. Is it cold? It is. This is absolutely wild. I just added a little bit more ice, but like this is already cold. That is such a game changer. Because like, I'm not kidding when I say I make a cup of coffee at night before I go to bed and I put it in the fridge so that in the morning I can pour it over ice. And then I also make a hot cup when I wake up, and I drink a hot cup and a cold cup simultaneously. Listen, I have a problem, okay? Now I don't have to make coffee at night. I can just make it in the morning and it will already be iced. That's awesome. I'm very sad to let my good old fashioned Keurig go. She's right over here. Look at her. Look at her, she's gonna have to go. She's gonna have to go away. I'm very sad to lose her, but it's time. Time to move on. Did you guys hear that? That's it. You guys didn't care, but I had to update you because this is a monumental moment for me. Monumental. Okay, bye. So I just moved into the bedroom because unfortunately I have an early morning tomorrow because I have to go to work. I feel so stupid complaining because like everybody goes to work, but like I was so lucky to not have to go to work for like 2 months. So now every time I have to go, it's like, But I made it to page 150 in Never. I'm definitely still intrigued. I'm definitely still curious and invested, but I'm not gonna say this is like a good book at all. Everything having to do with Peter makes me super uncomfortable. The Jameson parts, excellent. We are Team Hook over here, but I don't know, it's weird. It's just a very weird book, but also like I'm kind of invested, so I can't give up on it now, you know? Overall, I think I read, let's see, let's do the math, shall we? So as of right now, I read 302 pages today, which is not bad at all. I guess I'll read a little bit more until I fall asleep, probably more of Never, although I did bring The Blade itself with me to bed too because I do really need to do more of this. I think I just need to be in the right headspace, and that's not right now. But maybe. I have to go to work first thing in the morning, so I don't know if I will talk to you until tomorrow afternoon when I get home from work, but I will let you know then what I accomplish between now and then. Hopefully I can get some reading done at work. We'll see. I'm definitely gonna have to download like an audiobook or something so I can at least listen to something on the way there. I probably will try and download Assistant to the Villain. I think that's my plan. Yep, that's my update. This is the most boring vlog ever. You're welcome. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, bye. Okay, this is not gonna work for me. Hello? Hi, we did it. Well, you guys did it. It is the 3rd day of the month and I hit my goal and I can't believe it. I can't believe it, guys. I had a secret, very secret goal of trying to hit this before January 1st. I really, really thought I could do it. I could not do it. I could not do it, and I had a little bit of disappointment. I'm not gonna lie to you. I remember last week in therapy telling my therapist that I am a failure because I was just shy of hitting 1,000 subs. Literally a week later, I hit it. That just goes to show you, I need to get out of my head and stop worrying about failure and just keep swimming, as Dory says, you know? I started my channel 6 months ago and I swear to God, I thought I was going to to have 10 subscribers. My mom, my brother, my sister, my dad, my cousin, like that's it, you know? I really thought that that was it. And you guys have been so kind and so welcoming and so generous, and I just love you. I love you all very much. So the plan was to open this when I hit 1,000 subscribers, but it's not cold. So I'm gonna stick it in the fridge and I'm gonna drink something that is already in the fridge for now and pretend that it's this. But we will open this soon, I promise. I promise. I should take these off, shouldn't I? So that is the update. Also, I just got home from work. I guess I should tell you that too. And talk about reading and what this vlog is actually about. I'm a little distracted, can you tell? I did not get anything done at work. I know last night I said I was gonna try and download an audiobook so that I could get something done on my way to work and at work. And I did actually try the Assistant to the Villain audiobook. I like tried the sample and oh hell no. Oh, hell no. I cannot do it, and I can't allow that audiobook to be the reason that I don't like it as much the second time. So that was a no-go. So no reading happened, but it's okay. It's okay, because we have the rest of the evening. We're going to chill and read and drink some champagne and celebrate. I plan on reading some more of The Blade itself, and I also want to possibly, maybe, finish Never, because I think I could do it. If I try really, really hard, I think I could do it. So we have a slight change of plans. Not really. I just ordered a pizza and I was gonna sit down and read alone, and Katie was sprinting and sent me the link. So now I'm gonna read with her. So I guess that's not really a change of plans, but hopefully I can be productive. I doubt it, but maybe I'll be productive. I'm gonna do some reading of this. I'm gonna pour a little bit of champagne and I'm gonna do some little sprints. That's it. That's all the update I got for you. Happy Thursday. It's 4:30 in the afternoon and I just got home from work and no reading has happened today at all. So I'm going to have to, well, I have to eat something quickly because I have not had anything to eat yet today. But once I do that, I am going to have to focus and read and get my 200 pages in. But before I do that, take a look at my upside down Book of the Month box with me, will you? I have been patiently, not so patiently, waiting for this to come because it has a book in it that I need to get my hands on yesterday. I keep hearing over and over again that this is going to be right up my alley, and everyone else was getting their boxes yesterday and I was so jealous. But I finally have it. I finally have it, which means everything else on my TBR will probably be forgotten until I finish this book. I am so excited, and I'm more excited now that I've heard so many people raving about this. So this is probably gonna get started right now, honestly. Like, I should finish what I'm in the middle of, but I won't. I'm gonna open this today, for sure, for sure. What else did I get? The bookmark says, this book hits the plot. Cute. I also got Stacey Willingham's new book, Only If You're Lucky. And then Alex Michaelides' new book, The Fury. And then, because I literally could not help myself, I also picked up First Lie Wins. I don't know anything about this, but I was intrigued. I was intrigued by the like brief description, not even the synopsis, like the person that reviewed it for Book of the Month, their description of it. I was like, okay. I don't know. None of these are on my TBR this month, but also they all may end up being on my TBR this month. So that's that. So I am going to quickly eat something and then we're going to get reading, and I will check in with you later when I've read something and I'll let you know what that something is. Okay, am I wearing a hood? Yes. Do I look insane? Yes. Listen, I had my hair in a ponytail and now it's all like bumpy. Just ignore me, okay? This is like a new look we're going for. This is like I'm so emo. This is like high school Charlie. It is much later. I have moved into the bedroom, but I finished Nestlings, which is so exciting because I have been reading this since like the 22nd of December. I kept having to put it off for a number of different reasons. Even though I didn't start it in the new year, I finished it in the new year, so we're counting it for 2024. But I read 160 pages of this, and that's exciting. So that is my count for today, is 160. I think in the last clip I said I was going to start this today, but I resisted because I think I'm going to add it to my Winterween TBR. And that brings me to another little update that I have, which is this is going to be the end of this vlog. I had every intention of filming this for a week, and then that turned into filming this Monday through Friday, but tomorrow is Winterween. I've only been doing YouTube for 6 months, and filming 2 vlogs at the same time on the same day, that's a level that I just don't think I've reached yet. I just don't think I'm capable of doing that. So I'm gonna start vlogging tomorrow for Winterween. So this is gonna be like a continuation. It's like, no, you won't miss any time, I promise. Like, no time will be missed. But because of that, I'm gonna end this little challenge of reading 200 pages a day for a week now, even though I'm gonna try and like keep that in mind for the next couple of weeks, maybe the whole month. Who's to say? Who's to say? I think that would be a good thing to try and do during Winterween, don't you? So I guess I can tell you what happened this week, and we can wrap this baby up. This is a very anticlimactic moment, isn't it? So on Monday we read 244 pages. On Tuesday we read 302 pages, and we finished Then She Was Gone, which I gave 4.5 stars. So good. On Wednesday, we read 244 pages again. That seems to be a theme. And we finished Never, which I still have not rated. I don't know if you've noticed, but I haven't talked about this book since finishing it, and that's because I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Ask me again later, because right now, I don't know. I'm gonna have to sit on her for a little while longer. Okay? And then today we read 160 pages, and I am going to, since it's almost midnight, I'm going to get a head start on my Winterween reading by starting this tonight. So hopefully I can get another 40 pages or so done tonight, and that will bring us to 200. Editing me will tell you if that happened or not. So since I don't know exactly what I'm going to finish tonight, editing me will also let you know how many pages I read during the entirety of this vlog, all 4 days. And that number is, wow. Are we impressed? Are we impressed with ourselves? I feel like this is a bit anticlimactic. Like, I feel like on the one hand, I did finish 3 books in 4 days. So that was successful. But at the same time, I feel like I didn't really do anything more than I normally do. More than I do. You know? Like, I'm not saying I read 200 pages a day every day, but I'm saying, like, it's not like, oh my God, I can't believe how much I read because I did this challenge. Like, it's kind of just like, meh. I don't know, maybe that's me being hard on myself, but I think the moral of this story is that I succeeded, and I'm a big fat winner, and somebody should give me a cookie. And that's the end of this vlog. I feel like we have not really learned any lessons, but we did get some reading done in the beginning of the month, in the beginning of the year. So that's a win, right? Thank you so much for watching. I am so sorry that this vlog was all over the place and a total hot mess. Maybe editing me can make it make sense. Probably not, but maybe I can, but probably not. I will try though, but I probably won't be able to do it, but I will try. Tomorrow I start filming Winterween, so look forward to that vlog coming out hopefully next week. It's going to take me a minute to get it up because I'm going to be in Atlanta next week, but I'm going to do my best to get it up in a timely fashion. I promise. Wish me luck on that, and I will see you in another video very soon. Hopefully. Bye!